Nailed it.
Nailed it. Oh, wait. I just remembered. Nailed It has new episodes. Like, that just came out.
Ooh! What season?
I don't know. But they said it was like Halloween episodes. But then when you watch them, they're kind of like different Netflix show themed episodes. So I don't really...
Season 7, Kate. That's the latest.
Oh, when did it come out? Because I just watched it. Some of it.
October 7th.
Oh my god. Wait, it's the 6th.
Oh, wait.
Today.
Wait.
Hold on. Is there time travel that I did? Wait. When did it?
I'm Googling. Kate, it says it will be released on Friday, October 7th. Are you a witch?
I already watched it. It's on Netflix right now. Is that... What year? What year is it?
Wait, is this the wrong season? No, this was from 2 weeks ago. October 5th.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I will say, NetflixLife.com is incorrect for those that find it, because it comes to the top of the search. I'm just saying.
You heard it here, folks.
It's going to be season 8. That's what it should see.
Oh my God.
Yes. It's season 7. Sorry. This is going to be a long episode. I'm really tired.
Okay. So anyway,
wow.
Nailed it. Watch it. It's great.
Absolutely.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, sisters who've seen it.
Hello
there.
Welcome back, listeners,
to a spooky episode.
Spooky. And listeners, Bridget texted me and oh my God, what did you say now? I can't even remember.
Horrifying.
I swear we talked about
so stressed out.
This is as my friend Jen would call it, this is a calorie burner. Okay?
Yes,
burns the calories. Sitting on your butt, burning the calories right there.
Oh boy, is that true. And before we get into it, Kate, who are we to do those calories burning?
Okay, well, listeners, we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And there's a lot of weird
Do the music.
quotes.
You did the music.
I look like a ventriloquist. Wait, ventriloquist? Want to do that?
Yeah, sure,
My
definitely.
lips don't move. Wow. Bridge, what's our movie that made you...
John Carpenter's 1978 classic, Halloween.
Halloween.
Michael Myers comes home to kill.
Yeah! I almost said he came home because there's a lot of funny Loomis quotes. Loomis was the doctor who fucking hated Michael.
Definitely need to talk about him.
He was like the leader of Fuck Michael Myers fan club.
Pretty sure it's your turn to summarize.
Shit. Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, what year do we start? What year is it? What year? Okay, it's 1963 when we start off, and it's Halloween night, and we're in Haddonfield, Illinois, which I don't think is a real place.
Not real. And Deborah Hill Hall, somebody co-wrote with John Carpenter, and she was originally from Haddonfield, New Jersey.
I was gonna say Haddonfield, New Jersey,
because Haddonfield, Illinois doesn't exist.
Okay.
Well,
that's for the best because it's fucking Halloween and there's some shit going down. We got two horny, I'm assuming, teenagers. They have sex in 30 seconds. It's so sad. It's one of the saddest things in the movie is just timing the length of the boning. But what's more sad is then we have a murder and you don't know who the murderer is for some of it. And then it's revealed that the killer was They say he was 6. I'm gonna call bullshit and say he was a literal 10-year-old.
I was just gonna say 9. I got like a 9 vibe.
Like, definitely not a 6-year-old. But it was basically a child, and apparently it was the brother, and the brother just shanked his sister while she's naked brushing her hair,
Kate,
as you do.
We gotta talk about this, because they saw no signs of this. You know?
I don't know. Dr. Loomis, I almost called him Billy Loomis, which is a Scream reference, and
Oh, wow.
That's really funny.
Wow.
Dr. Loomis, right away, was like, this is the devil. He's the literal devil. He's the worst. So if he knew it, I don't know why we didn't. But yeah, so that's how we start off. And then we come to find that this boy, whose name was Michael Myers, he immediately was sent off to like a mental hospital or something. And now he's older, and it's like 15 years later or something. And don't worry, it's the night before Halloween, and it's stormy, rainy, and there probably was a full moon that we just didn't see on camera.
Mercury's in retrograde.
And then somebody lit the black flame candle, and then we opened the Ouija board, and everybody breaks out, okay? It's crazy. Michael Myers breaks out. He steals a car. We're gonna talk about that, because I have things to say about that. And he's on his way to Haddonfield, and Dr. Loomis is like, no! The devil! He's the worst. Fuck this guy. And now we're back in Haddonfield. And so in Haddonfield, our main character, I would say, is Laurie. Laurie is played by Jamie Lee Curtis. I don't know if this was her
debut film.
Was it the first
debut?
Movie? Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm gonna fact check that. Keep going.
Okay. So she is a teenager. She's in high school. She's just like a normal girl. And I guess she's kind of portrayed as like, you're so nerdy and smart, and you always do the right thing. Gosh, what a loser. But like, I don't know. She seems normal to me, but fine.
She's pretty cool. And it was her first movie.
Okay, cool. So it's Halloween, and we find that she's going to be babysitting that night a little boy named Tommy Jarvis, who is a little boy. There's things to say, but let's keep going. Tommy Jarvis, babysitting him. She's got 2 friends. She's got Lynda and Annie. They're not great friends.
We're gonna talk about Annie.
Yeah.
And her Regina George bullshit.
It was, oh my god, I'm surprised they didn't do a 3-way call in this movie to like bully each other. But yeah, so Linda's like, I'm gonna be boning this guy tonight. And then Annie's like, I wanna bone someone, but I gotta babysit. And Laurie's like, I'm just gonna babysit and make a jack-o'-lantern because it'll make Tommy happy. And they're all like, shut up, Laurie, you're so lame. God. Meanwhile, it's daytime, which is, I think, what helps make this scary is there are a lot of freaky things that are happening during the day, which is spoopy. But basically, Michael's in town, and he is on the stalking train.
Hate it.
Via car. He is stalking Laurie. She keeps seeing him. It's really creepy. He's got a scary mask. And basically, half the movie is, him watching people and they don't see him. Yeah, that's like most of it. And then at night when they're babysitting, he's like, I'm over that. I'm just gonna kill everyone. And he like kind of does. He kills a bunch of 3 people and 2 dogs. Fuck off. Okay.
Definitely.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dr. Loomis is like, I knew he'd come back here. I knew it. No one believed me. And they're like, whoa, Dr. Loomis needs a chill pill. Am I right, everyone? But he ends up saving the day because he shoots Michael and kind of saves Laurie, but Michael never dies. And there's literally a billion movies of Halloween. And they will never end.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yep.
Great job.
Happy Halloween. Yep.
I have one serious question about this movie.
Okay.
Do we think Michael Myers has asthma?
It's possible because
it
who knows where he was staying for 15 years of his life. He's like
the guy at the back of the bus breathing on people. It wasn't cute.
Like Hey Arnold?
Absolutely.
Like that guy?
I think he needs to see someone. I was really scared. This movie holds up.
Yeah.
Am I just a wuss, or is it actually scary because you're the horror lover?
So I'm not gonna have nightmares, but there were parts where I was like, oh, like, it's creepy.
Damn.
They just do like such a good build up.
Oh, they do. And
everything.
When she thinks he's dead from the closet, and in
God.
the background, he just
sits up.
pops up in the slowest way possible. Kate. Okay, so here's how for those that hate scary movies like me, I typically have emotional eating snacks. Carrots, celeries, anything that can like
Crackers.
really get you physically
Pretzels.
going. Like, and you gotta keep, like, things that are like, you gotta keep going. It's not like a quick little snack. This is like an all-nighter, aka why celery is great. You just keep going and going. I didn't have that to watch this because my life is chaotic. So I watched it at night in my bed. But my way to get around being scary is I minimize the screen as small as humanly possible on my phone.
Did you watch the movie?
So I watched it, but I watched it in like the smallest way. So when something really scared me, I had to squint a little so like it didn't make me like not go to sleep. So that's my recommendation, and it worked, and I'm really proud of myself. So
wow.
I think others should do the same.
I do want to just go back to what you said right before that, where the scary part was Michael sitting up slowly. There is currently, and I will find it and I will send it to you, there is currently a video that's been going on Twitter of children at like a Halloween event, like kids dress up, and you're at like little hay bales and whatever. And one fucking kid dressed up as Michael Myers, and he's like standing there, not moving, all seriously, but then he fucking falls off a hay bale and is like laying like on the ground, and everyone's like, LOL, but then he like sits up like slowly like Michael Myers, and like, oh my god, the comments.
Do not send it to me. I'm not watching that.
No, it's funny.
No way.
No, it's really funny. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh
You're
God.
not gonna watch it as the smallest video humanly possible on your phone fridge, okay? My god.
I have to go to the grocery store to get snacks. John Carpenter originally was more of like a composer than a director.
Yes.
And man, what a great track. It's like Jaws. What a iconic track.
Yeah.
It like made the film, you know? Like really.
Yes.
You always talk about how when we go back to these nostalgic 80s and 90s movies, if we put scary music, it would be a horror film. And it's like, yeah, it makes a freaking difference.
Yeah, and he's got the like kind of like fast paced, like high pitched do 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 do. But then he's got like a slow like piano where it's like do do do
yeah.
do do do.
God, creepy.
You know what I noticed too on this watch that I've never picked up on before is there were a lot of times where it would be totally silent too.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like, oh, music all the time, which I feel like sometimes current horror movies do. And
no, they made you wait.
That was like scary because you'd be like, oh. Music gone. What the fuck does that mean? I'm not safe anywhere.
They made you wait, and only one, 1978, right? This is really freaking old. The only time that I felt like, okay, this movie's getting a little boring, like, let's get the show on the road, was like maybe once before it finally got like dark out. But yeah, I really think the music is like key to this. The other thing that was interesting about 1978 is, boy, those opening credits, did they list off the universe? And I thought, excuse me, how much longer will this go on? Because I'm looking at this pumpkin for at least 10 minutes.
And I thought, this pumpkin, how is it lit for so long? I feel like it also did it added to the build-up that this movie does, where you're like, listen, I know some shit's gonna go down. Like, when's it gonna go down? How long can I look at this pumpkin? Which, by the way, a fun drinking game for this movie is take a sip every time there's a goddamn jack-o'-lantern.
God damn. Or they say a jack-o'-lantern.
Or they say that. Yeah. Like,
God damn.
There's a lot happening. But we start off with horny teens.
Horny teens, which gave me some Candyman vibes. Did it give you?
Ooh, like the babysitter, slutty babysitter.
Yes.
Oh my god.
1963, so you're like, okay. His sister is trying to, like, whatever, have sex with this dude, and he leaves, as you say, very early.
It made me so sad for her. I was like, that's gonna be your last memory.
But you thought that they had sex? Because I thought, like, she was like, oh, Todd, get out of here. Like, I didn't think so, because it was so
No, I think
quick.
they totally had sex, because, like, they went upstairs, and then
she was, like, naked.
I don't personally brush my hair naked,
No,
but
I know don't either.
It made me think something she probably was so sad. She's like, I have to fill the void with how sad I am about that horrible experience I just had. Oh, let me get shanked now. Great. Everything's horrible. Great.
So the reveal of, like, it's actually a child. I must have watched this movie at some point because it wasn't really a reveal to me. I was like, oh, I feel like I know what's happening. But then I went down this rabbit hole of, you're telling me he's 1 year old, he's 2 years old. We're seeing no signs of something off. 3, he gets to preschool. He's not pulling hair, biting kids. I mean, there's clearly something wrong with him. We made it all the way to 6 or 7 for him to murder his sister. Like,
and he had like a surfer boy blonde haircut, and I was like, this is confusing. Parents need to react more when they see a child holding a bloody knife. I don't know. Rob Zombie remade this movie, and he does give like a backstory, and it's basically like, Michael's a horrible demon child, and he like wants to murder people, and he does, and you're like, oh, all right.
Okay, so we should have got on that earlier. There is a wild documentary. I just looked it up. It's called...
What is it?
Child of Rage.
Oh, God. I feel like that's gonna make me sad.
It will absolutely make you sad. However, there is a little girl who is like a true psychopath because of horrible circumstances. But she literally is in interviews talking about how she like wants to murder her brother every night. And so the parents like lock her in her room. And she just says it so matter of fact. But there's a good ending to the story because I think she grows up and like becomes a normal person because she was like in a terrible home and she moved to like a new home. But the new home, they had to protect the brother because she kept trying to murder the brother.
Wow.
But like, I wanted that. I wanted like, you know, we just adopted Michael. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I kind of like how it's vague.
Really?
I don't know. Like, to me, I'm like, I don't really care.
I just didn't care that it was a kid. I was like, all right, moving on. It wasn't that wild to me.
I feel like the only reason they did that was to like have it be a shock value.
I know.
They could have been like, hey, it's 21-year-old Michael. He still lives at home because we all do. And, oh, now he murdered his sister. Wow.
Because of inflation and student debt.
The recession just happened. We're all fucked up from it.
So now we get to his mental hospital and we get the scene of the nurse and we're introduced to Dr. Loomis.
Dr. fucking Loomis.
Wow. Oh, wait, but we do have to talk about, because we did Friday the 13th.
Yes.
The shaky camera, which Friday the 13th stole from Halloween.
And the point of view of the killer.
And the point of view. And John Carpenter uses it so well in this movie, where I think Friday the 13th does it almost too much.
Yeah. They were copying.
I know.
They're copycats.
But I don't like the way they copied it, Kate. Moving on.
Oh.
If you pull up in the middle of the night to a mental hospital and you're like, I didn't realize they let them out. No. Gas down. No. You turn around, you just keep driving. You don't stop. And you definitely don't get out of the car. That is a Jurassic Park learnings. Don't get out of the car.
Yeah, there were a lot of things we should have learned. Dr. Loomis was super chill for a guy who's like, I knew this would happen. You're like, but did you? So we are led to believe that Michael is the one who jumps on the car, punches through window, grabs the lady, and then she gets away, and then he just steals the car and drives off.
Yeah. And you know he never got his license. He definitely doesn't know what's happening there.
They fucking make a comment about that where he's like, well, I don't know, he stole a car. He's like, he was driving pretty well last night. Maybe somebody gave him lessons. Like, Dr. Loomis goes on his own conspiracy theory. And I was like, oh my God, could you imagine Michael on driver's ed? And someone's like, Michael, time to do a K-turn. And he just heavy breathes at you. And you're like, no, Michael, you hit the curb. You fail. Oh God, I can see it now.
And then you're like, Michael, you've been doing really well these last couple weeks. And he's like, hold on. And he puts his mask down. And he's like, I want to take it to the next level. And you're like, Michael, that's impaired vision.
Gives you a shank on the way out. And you're like, oh God, I'll miss you.
I just thought, and I didn't care about how the mental hospital patients got out. I didn't care about that, but I definitely was like, get out of town. And I mean, he flies on that car. And so the whole talk between the doctor and the nurse where she's like, wow, you're not really that empathetic. And like, you're kind of mean about this guy. And he's like,
what the fuck is your problem?
Well, and I guess he was going to get the death penalty because, or he was going to go to the judge or something. And
yeah, it was something legal, something.
He was like, give her these drugs. And she was like, that'll knock him out. He's like, exactly.
Yeah. And then he goes, the evil is gone.
Yes.
such ridiculous things. It's so funny.
But thank God we move on because I was like, this is a lot. And we see a Jamie Lee Curtis just walking down the street. It's got a sesame seed.
She's got longer hair now.
It's fluffy. It's fluffy. It's vibrant. She's 19, Kate. She's got the world ahead of her.
Oh, but I think she's like 17 in the movie. You mean the actress? Like she's 19?
She was 19 in real life, but she played definitely like a 17-year-old.
Gotcha.
I gotta say it, and I gotta get out of my system. That
Do
fashion.
It. Give me the outfit. Talk to me about the high knee socks. Talk to me about the skirts. Talk to me about the sweaters. I want to hear it all. Tell me all.
Listen,
hair clips.
This was leading into 80s, right? 80s was all about big hair. And the 70s was just feathering their hair. And then like literally they were like, we're learning about hairspray. We're learning. And so we're seeing the transition into wild 80s. The shoulder pads aren't there, but boy, are the high socks there.
Shoulder pads might have saved some of us in this movie. It might have buffered some of the shanks. I'm just saying. But no, we didn't have those.
But I thought it was so funny that, like, she's this big nerd. And I'm like, she's just like a normal... This is funny.
She's pretty chill. What, because she does her homework? She's like a fucking nerd.
And she's, like, nice to the kid she babysits, which, by the way, was my favorite part of the movie.
The kid?
She always protected the kids. The kids were okay. They got to be scared, but I wasn't... I mean, Kate, I was already so freaking scared that, like, him trying to kill a kid, I was like, oh, I'm not here for it. So I, like, loved that was her whole... She was like, I got you. Don't worry about it. Nothing to be scared of. Like, and she really did. You're like, that's the babysitter I'm hiring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, where's that? I'll post that ad on Facebook. I need you to protect my kids like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Are you willing to stab a murderer with a sewing needle? What do you think?
That's the type of commitment I'm looking for. Yeah, but oh man, for not knowing anything about driving, he just drives and drives and stalks and drives and drives and stalks and goes back to his house, right?
Yeah, he goes to his house and we see that Laurie has to like walk there and like there's some like brief conversation where her dad's like, yeah, we're selling the house. Anyway, go put the key there. And then she's like, whatever. And then Tommy's like, it's haunted, Laurie. And she's like, no, Tommy, that's crazy. But like Tommy was fucking right, okay? And Tommy gets not believed
the whole time.
The whole time. Like Tommy's always like, hey, there's literally like a scary man over there. And everyone's like, Tommy, just like chill, okay? I'm like, uh-oh, poor Tommy.
And he coins him the boogeyman, which is pretty accurate. Because the only scarier boogeyman is from The Nightmare Before Christmas, where he's made of bugs.
Oogie Boogie, he lives in the moon. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Everyone's nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so getting stalked on your way to school, while you're in school, and leaving school is really scary.
And where are the teachers, Kate? Because this creepy guy walking around a school, and I gotta assume his mask is nearby. But where is the crossing guard? Where's anybody?
Everyone's napping. I don't fucking know. I know this is like a horror trope, and like it's based out of misogyny, and so we could see more boobs, that women are typically the victims or the final girls or whatever. But I do kind of feel like if you're a woman, this movie's a little bit scarier with the stalking aspect, because like, I'm sorry, that doesn't really happen to men as much. No. And like, that's a really scary, real thing for a lot of people, unfortunately, and a lot of women.
Especially with technology now, because like,
oh my God.
Let me tell you, your geotag, take that shit off your phone. No one
should
know
Snapchat
where you are.
Bullshit out of there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you have to have a location, maybe you're an influencer, make it vague, make it large. Don't go specific. No.
If you see Michael Myers on the street, you don't just turn back and read a book.
No.
You say, ma'am, hello, look out the window. Okay, there's some shit going down.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully there's cameras.
But he was so close all the time.
Ugh.
Oh, like stalking to me in the movies is about like one or two scenes where someone's close by and then they run away because they don't want to be like caught. But he gave no mother effing fucks. And he was around all the time. Everywhere. All the time.
He even stalked Tommy. Tommy's living through his own horrific nightmare of being bullied by random children while he's trying to carry the biggest pumpkin I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
That's broken.
So big. Where did you get that in school. I'll never know. But yeah, the kids bully him, and then Michael just like follows him, and I was like, ew.
But boy, we get introduced to her friends.
Oh.
These are not great friends.
So first we meet Lynda, who is a very stereotypical blonde, which
cheerleader.
I don't appreciate, okay? It's a bunch of bullshit. Alright, get out of my face. Yeah, she's like, totally a lot. Totally. Take a sip every time I say totally.
I wrote it in capital letters. It wasn't like Valley Girl like, where it was like, oh, I totally. It was at the end of every sentence. So you'd be like, hey, Lynda, what are you doing tonight? Oh, you're hanging in? She's like, totally. It's like, oh my God. Like, that was it. Every time.
Yeah, totally.
And smoking, all of them are smoking cigarettes. I sound like such an old fart. Smoking weed, drinking beers.
These hooligans.
But they were so like not shy about it. I was like, you're just like taking your beer cans I mean, I guess that's just like what people did back then. Shoot.
I don't know, but what I don't understand is you make plans ahead of time to go bone at someone else's home.
Ew, I hate it.
That's not your home.
In
it's
their
the home
bed.
of a child that's being babysat by your friend.
Ew, I hated it.
Just go have sex in the woods like a normal teenager.
Or your car.
Oh my God.
Or your car.
And we all know it's only gonna last 15 seconds, because again, I counted Bob, alright? And I think it's really funny how this guy's name is Bob, by the way. But yeah, it's weird Halloween plans, in my opinion, but that's her plan.
Also, they all made fun of Jamie Lee Curtis because they essentially, and this is where it's also misogynistic, because they're like, you never go out. You never date anyone. And as we know, if you have sex with someone in these horror films, you're a big slut and you're gonna die. But Jamie Lee Curtis didn't. So because you're pure, you'll survive. And gross, because I just wanted to say to Jamie Lee Curtis, like, your friends are not nice to you. One line Annie says is, I hate that I have to talk to you. Oh, excuse me? Like,
Regina George.
Don't be that person's friend. They're a friend of me. Get out of here. Go hang out with Tommy.
She totally was a friend of me. She's like, oh my God, my life is so hard. I was supposed to go on a date with Paul, but like Paul got like grounded because like we're literal like adult children. Anyway, I gotta babysit. Like, fuck off. I hate everything. And then Laurie's like, well, I'm babysitting too. It's fine. And Annie's like, it's the worst night of my life. Okay, Laurie.
But they were like walking home from school and walking here and walking there. And I'm like, no one freaking does that shit anymore. So that's what made this also creepier, is if anyone saw some dude walking by on a suburban block, you know that like the neighbor app is gonna blow the frick up. There's gonna be a Facebook post, like, so there's gonna be some Ring cameras, there's gonna be a TikTok account dedicated. Like, this just doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist.
Well, it's for the best, because if I fucking saw Michael standing next to a bush,
oh God,
I would be like,
release Bear. Bear, that's your time to shine.
I get Bear. Bear would go up and give him
Bear,
kisses.
take him out. Yeah.
I also, actually, the one part that I think is like creepier than that in a weird way is when he's like slowly driving and Laurie's like, oh, I recognize that car. And then fucking Annie is like, hey, jerk, speed kills. And he just like stops.
Ugh.
Like, I feel like that would happen, and then I would be so scared, and I'd be like, now I get right over. Great, cool. Fucking thanks, Annie. What are you good for? My God.
God, she's the worst.
Ugh, the worst.
And then he was behind the bush, and then Annie tries to like attack the bush, and by the way, he was really quick on his feet, very light.
You know, there was a lot of theories that there is a supernatural element to Michael Myers because of his seemingly ability to teleport and open doors without touching them.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what's canon, but
I pick it up.
Yeah.
But Laurie's like, she's on it. She's like, I think something's off. I'm on it. But you know what? She keeps being like more logical, like, no, I'm just seeing things. Whatever. It's no big deal.
Okay, wait. There's another video, I guess, that somebody edited of, you know, the scene where she's in her bedroom and she looks out the window at the laundry and she sees him like standing there, and then it like cuts away back to her, and then it cuts back and he's gone. So someone made a video of she like is looking at the laundry, he's there, it cuts back to her, cuts back to laundry, and then he's like gardening, and then it cuts back to her, and then it cuts back to him, and he's like raking leaves, and like it just does that for like 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll watch that. Funny. That's hilarious. Oh my God.
I will send you that, but I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Now that's what I think of in that fucking part.
There's some sort of jump scare because I literally write, damn you, Katie, in capital letters. and say, my body is rushed with anxiety. I hate you.
It's probably that, where he's just standing there. I was like, this is very Tim Curry It, even though that didn't come out till 1990. We all remember. But still, leave the clothes alone, Michael.
Oh, I want to steal this going forward from Jamie Lee Curtis, because she has this moment where she's like, get it together, kiddo. And that's what she calls herself. And I go, from now on, I'm going to be like, Bridge, get it together, kiddo. Because that shit is hilarious.
She's the only one she remembered. She's a literal teenager. And nobody else remembers.
I guess I can't do it then. But I want to do it.
You could do it.
All right. Anyways.
Okay.
We find out he goes to the grave. We find out that he digs up his sister. Is he a necrophiliac? This is disgusting. What's happening?
Wait, hold up. He does not dig out his sister. He steals the headstone.
But how do we know? There's a hole.
The hole is where the headstone was.
But was it deeper to get out her?
No.
Okay, moving on.
It was just a headstone.
All right. The screen was small, Kate. It was a small screen on my phone.
We're just using binoculars to watch this fucking movie. No, he steals the headstone, and this is where fucking Dr. Loomis is like, I knew it! And he goes very dramatically, he came home, which does become a tagline for later Halloween movies. Hashtag the night he came home, hashtag. So that sucks, and we're like, wow, that's terrible. Guess we should call the cops, but nobody does that. Then Annie is like, hey, I have a car now, so I'll drive you to the babysitting. And then Laurie's like, cool. Now they do smoke some weed.
Yeah, so I'm like, Laurie's chilling out.
J.R.R. token in this car.
But then roll up to her dad, the cop. I'm like, not a good plan. Not a good plan.
Hate it.
No.
Hate it. And also, I fucking love how they pull up and the cop's like, yeah, someone broke into this hardware store. They stole a mask, some rope, and knives. Anyway, just a prank. And I was like, what the fuck?
I literally wrote, why are you so cavalier about that? That is the scariest thing
crime
to steal.
My God. On Halloween.
Not to mention, a mental hospital doctor is like, excuse me, sir, I gotta tell you what's going on. We can't connect the dots, do we?
Gravestones are missing, all right? This is a bunch of bullshit. I don't understand.
But the cop wasn't he didn't gaslight too much. He was like, all right. Like, he tried to hang on, but I don't know. I just kept being like, Dr. Loomis, do you have a weapon? Like, what's our plan here?
Oh, he's packing.
Well, I learned later.
He's ready to unload the lead on anything that moves or looks like Michael.
We learn about Michael's backstory. I met him 15 years ago. He was 6 years old, totally emotionless. I tried for 8 long years to reach him, and then after that, the next 7, I just locked him up. Tell everyone! I was like, oh my God. And I wrote, this doc is gonna die, which I was wrong. I was like, that.
Why does this doctor get paid to hate this person? Why can't he just not work with him? I'm confused. It seems like, I don't know, kind of dumb. But fine, Michael's the devil and he came home, hashtag. Okay, so now we are high, which hopefully calms our nerves.
Hopefully. Or makes us more paranoid. No one knows.
I don't know. Yeah. Then we are babysitting, and now they are babysitting across the street. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm sorry, I just sent you a screenshot
How do I open this?
Of my notes.
I have to download this. Hold on. The fuck? Oh God. Oh, I'm scared to see it.
Oh my God.
Bridget, it's just a picture of a fucking face. What is this? This the smallest thing I've ever seen. Is this the size of the video you were watching? It's smaller than my pinky.
Wait. So I need to explain that to you. So sometimes when I get nervous, I was like trying to make myself feel better. So I was like drawing silly emojis. And that emoji makes me laugh, where it's the big eye, the lips in the middle, and the other big eye. And I honestly, when I got to the part where he's chucking the potted plants down and killing the dog, that's where I wrote it in. Because I was like, I need to make myself feel better because I'm so afraid right now. I'm so scared.
Like it looks like an awkward smile of like, oh, boy.
Terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually my nightmare. So I'm gonna close that. But thanks so much for sharing. Hate it. Thank you. I hate it.
Wait. Okay. Annie's making popcorn. She spills butter, so she gets butt naked in the kitchen.
Bridget.
Sorry.
Let me tell you the amount of times I've spilled food and butter, and who the fuck knows
my
what else.
shirt has food on it now.
It's it seemed a little excessive. Meanwhile, Lindsey, who's the kid she was watching, is like in TV land.
Yo.
And Lindsey could have walked in and saw boobs. And like, that's inappropriate.
It is inappropriate. Do you know who Lindsey is played by?
No.
A Real Housewife. Kyle Richards.
Who?
Kyle Richards. Do you not know any of them?
I know none of them.
Dude, for anyone that knows the Real Housewives, how random is that?
Lindsey from Halloween, Real Housewives of New Jersey. Wait, which one? They all popped up. Oh, God.
Like LA or something.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Wow. What
She's Paris Hilton's.
Oh my God, that lady?
Yeah, it's Paris Hilton's aunt.
What?
Which, Katie, as you know, I love Paris Hilton.
Oh my God.
So random, right? But here we are. I just, Kate, if I'm ever babysitting you as a teenager back in the day and I spill butter and I get naked in the kitchen, no siree, not doing it. Not doing it.
And especially if the laundry room is like over the river and through the woods.
Why do we have a mansion? And then we forgot to build the washer dryer in the house, so we had to have an outhouse for the washer dryer.
It's a bunch of bullshit, okay? That's what I gotta say about that.
It was smart though, because it was super spooky, but not really practical.
I hated it. And then Annie's all like, oh, Paul. Like, I gotta talk with Paul. Like, hooray for Paul. Blah, 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 Paul. Meanwhile, there's a dog who's like, hey guys, this shit's cray. There's literally murderer right there. Woof, woof, woof.
Yo.
And then Annie's like, oh my God, this dog is crazy. Get him out of here. And I was like, Annie, you deserve to die if you don't like dogs. I'm sorry.
Well, and he was trying to save your life.
Said it out loud. I'll say it again.
Say it again, Kate. Say it again for the people in the back.
You deserve to die if you don't like dogs.
Also, you're a friend of me, Annie. No one likes you.
If you don't like dogs, don't swipe right on my Bumble. Okay, that's a separate thing. But still,
okay. So here we are. She's stuck in the laundry room, and some creepy shit goes down. But I gotta say, the one thing about Annie is she's not afraid. She's just like, "Hey, Lindsey, what's happening?" I'm like, "You're either super dumb or like super brave." Because I would be peeing in my pants at this point. I would be in the dryer. I would lock myself in the dryer. Nobody would find me, and I would just die in there because I'd be so fucking afraid.
I feel like I would have just turned the lights on. Like, there's so many scenes when it's like this nighttime part where everybody's like in the dark, and I'm like, guys, the lights went.
So I feel like this is part of his like magic. Is he somehow like turned the power off strategically in certain rooms? Because I feel like people tried to turn the lights on here and there, and they couldn't.
I don't remember seeing anyone try to turn the lights off. All I saw was dark laundry room, and then the door opened by itself, and it locks by itself. That's witchcraft magic. I don't fucking know.
But he's
the devil.
She makes it alive all the way to Laurie's to drop off Lindsey, to basically pawn off babysitting on her friend because she's the worst friend ever, to go have sex with this guy, and then gets murdered in the car. So I was like, wow, Annie made it that far. She was stalked for a while and could have like died very cleanly,
like, so many times
in the like washer dryer area, but she made it all the way. Pretty wild.
He does do a lot of choking of the ladies. I personally think, again, it's so we can see boobs, which I'm like, I hated it. All right. If you were Lindsey, and you're again, I'm going with like 10. Yeah. You're a 10-year-old. Yeah. And your babysitter is like, hey girl, I'm gonna drop you off with the neighbors to go bone. Yeah. No thanks. Are you not telling your mom?
I'm telling my mom. I'm calling my mom.
I'm telling mom.
I'm calling our mom. We have the same mom.
Well, yeah, we both call.
And let me tell you, more years of that shit, it ain't gonna go good.
That will end up on Facebook in the neighborhood.
She will choke Michael Myers. If anyone can take out Michael Myers, it's our mother. Am I right?
I just imagine her, like, I don't know how, like, just Zumbaing him to death. And her hair is
and bouncing. Whipping her guitar in his face and just killing him. Oh my God, she would be such a good scary movie hero.
Like Final Girl, yeah.
Oh my God. Well, anyways.
Well, so Lindsey is at Tommy's, so they're all with Laurie, and Laurie's like, all right, I'll watch, whatever. Bye, Annie. See you later, bye. And Tommy starts to see Michael, and he's like, oh my God, Laurie, it's the boogeyman. And Laurie's like, quiet, Tommy, let's watch this horror movie. It's Halloween. And you're like, uh-oh, okay, let's do it. And then, Annie dies. That sucks. And then pretty shortly after, Lynda and Bob, motherfucking Bob, bullshit Bob, they're like, we're here to bone, yippee!
Yo, like, weird.
There were 50 beer cans minimum that fell out of that car, It reminded me of the Three Ninjas van that the bad guys drove.
The the surfer dudes?
I was like, is Bob one of the pizza dudes? Because that tracks, I think. I don't know.
Is he secretly getting funded by the Ninja Cult's leader? And
the Foot Clan.
Wow. Yeah. So she gets to the house with Bob, and they're like being silly. And I understand they're like, hey, where are you? But I would have stopped. Because she calls, right? And Laurie's like, oh, I thought she'd be home. And she's like, okay, we're waiting for her. I would have thought she'd wait, because how weird is it to then go into like someone else's bed?
That was like definitely the parents' bed too.
Ew,
and I was like,
hated it. That's gross.
Worse. And what's second worse, or whatever you call it, is there is again a lit fucking jack-o'-lantern in this home upstairs, not being, overseen. That's how you start a fucking fire. I mean, there are so many hazards. Like, I don't know how we didn't die sooner, honestly.
So the only thing that was kind of funny about the women in this movie is they weren't like, oh, Bob, thanks so much. Let's be sweet together. Like, they kind of were like loud and demanding and harsh, and that made it interesting.
Yeah.
And I felt like the whole, when Michael Myers has the sheet and he's pretending to be Bob as the ghost, I was like, wow, she's like playing this really well, because she's like, what are you doing, you creep? Get me my beer. Get me my beer. I was like, this is like what I'm talking about, John Carpenter.
When she makes Bob go get the beer, I go, what is Bob the beer, bitch? It's another Scream reference, because there's so many. And he says, I'll be right back.
He does. I wrote that.
Don't say I'll be right back, because you won't be back. You'll be dead.
Randy/Katie says that.
That's me, guys. Don't make me whip out my PowerPoint, because I will do it. God damn it.
But boy, it's so scary, because he's so slow about all of his movements. It's like he's always around. He's never running at full speed. Like, the way that he does jump scares is just like by going slow and appearing. And even the way he like slowly eventually like shanks her, I was like, oh, I'm scared. I'm scared this whole movie, Kate.
The part where he kills Bob, so he's like in like a closet or some bullshit.
Ugh.
And he just like walks forward and he's like, stab. And you're like, whoa. Or I think he chokes Bob.
He chokes him in the air.
Hung up.
He chokes him in the air and stabs him to the wall that Bob then is stuck there.
I don't know about the physics of that, but...
I don't care. But you know what also copied? Friday the 13th. Because they did that with the one dude.
Girl, they sure did. They used arrows.
Okay, multiple times though, and even at this scene, I'm like, Michael Myers has a breathing problem. Because it really was starting to annoy me.
He needs an inhaler.
He definitely does. He has something. He could have COPD. Like, there's something.
Well, Dr. Loomis is setting him up to fail. Because he's like, oh, you have asthma? Go fuck yourself,
he's like,
Michael.
You're a demon. I'm drunk. You hope you die.
By the way, Dr. Loomis this entire time has been chilling at the Myers house in a bush. He's literally sitting in a bush and he's like making scary noises to children that walk up. And then the cop's like, what are we doing? And he's like, we gotta protect the house from Michael.
Oh my God. Okay, but this was weird though, that then Michael Myers puts his dead sister's gravestone on the bed where Laurie was killed. Lynda was killed. I was like...
But then it was Annie that was laying there.
Oh.
And Lynda was in a closet.
That's right.
Something. And then Bob falls out.
That's right. It was a little clue. Like, who's coming out where? Dead.
With the candlestick in the lounge. Yes.
With the ghost sheet in the bedroom that's not theirs. So all these things happen and you're like, shit's bad. And we know Laurie's down the street and the kids go up to bed. And Laurie's like, it is kind of weird that like I haven't heard from anyone and I can see this house and like lights are kind of on, off. So Kate, she just like pieces out on the kids. Not too responsible.
Like that. No, I didn't like
but
that.
I thought, okay, she's not going like too long and she is just like truly crossing the street. But like, damn.
She did like lock the door though of the house that she left. So I was like, okay, we understand how doors work. But when she goes into Lindsay's house, it's dark. It's just fucking turning lights on. I hate this shit. And this was another part where like as she's walking up to the house, it's got the slow like It's got that, and you're like, ooh,
you're like, shit's going down.
Crazy.
Shit's going down.
It's gonna be crazy. But then she gets in the house and it like becomes silent, and then it's like even scarier because you're like, wait, what? I was kind of jiving. Oh shit, now what? Like, what's gonna happen? And then nothing happens, and it's a lot of that where you're like, can't predict it.
No, I know, and because it's like so so old and so original, you're not used to the moves. Like, once she saw that everybody was dead, and then she, like, saw the dude, which she definitely saw him before. She's like making the connection.
Right.
After that, all I have are capital letters and exclamation points. Run! Help her!
Run, bitch! Run!
And I just wrote, get up! Get up! I just kept writing, get up, because she just keeps falling. And every time he's so close to getting her, she's like, just get out the door. Or he's so close, and she's like, Tommy, unlock the door! And she gets in, and like, man, hire her. Like, she needs to be on sitter.com as like the one you want.
5 stars. She literally killed a serial killer for my child.
Her references are Dr. Loomis, and he's like, hire her. Like, she told those kids, get into their room. They got in their room, and they could have definitely died. They would have absolutely died, and they thank the Lord listened to her because she was a nice freaking person.
You know who I wouldn't hire to be my neighbor? What?
Annie.
Is these neighbors who she's running through the neighborhood screaming, somebody help me! And the one house she goes, they turn the lights on, they look at her, and then they're like, and they like lock the door and like close the blinds, turn the lights off. And I was like, oh my God.
I've been thinking about this because I don't know why I got onto this social media rabbit
Is it like
hole.
What you would do if that was you?
Kind of, but
that is like, I don't know.
It is a question because there are people who, there's like an innocent looking person that comes to the door and they're like, my car broke down, can I borrow your phone? And behind them is like someone that's coming to rob you and like take your shit from your house. And so if somebody was banging like a motherfucker on my door, I don't know, Kate. I don't know. Now, if I'm in a suburban neighborhood and I could look, like peek out my window in a way that I'm like, this looks like a child, I feel like that's different.
I mean, if it was Laurie, who's #1 babysitter on sitter.com, I'd be like, I recognize her. We gotta help. Ah.
But think about it. Think about it now. Like, don't.
No, you're right.
The neighbors aren't gonna help now.
Yeah.
You might as well live post. You're more likely to get help that way.
Yeah, if she TikToked the whole thing, this would have wrapped up way quicker. I'm just saying.
Way faster.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, but then he gets into the house and she locks the door, but like you said, somehow he gets in and Kate, oh my God, he comes through the window and holy shit, she keeps thinking he's dead and he's never dead.
Gotta double tap, okay? Gotta double tap. You can't just shank him once with the sewing needle, you gotta shank him twice. Just like check the list, make it twice. Twice is dead. Yeah, and my God, he just keeps getting up slowly and he just takes his time walking through and she tries to fake him out because she like goes in the one room and she opens the doors to like the outside, but then she hides in the closet. He doesn't fall for that shit right away. He's like, you're in the closet, bitch.
That scene, from her perspective, what a brilliant camera angle. And he's shaking the door and then he just starts like he's freaking Jack from The Shining.
My God.
Ripping the door and then you start to see his mask face. Kate, I have a nightmares from that one. That was wild. And luckily, she's resourceful and takes, like a coat hanger and just, again, stabs him. And I'm like, okay, at least she's on it, you know?
Yeah, stab him again. Keep stabbing.
Oh my God.
Don't stop stabbing, as they say, as I say. This is where then she's like, oh, kids, come on out. Everything's great. She actually sends the kids to like a neighbor's house. She's like, go on, kids, go on and get. You go.
I liked that. I was like, once again, extremely responsible babysitter, 5 stars, because she's like, you shouldn't even see a dead body. She was just like, get out of here and go get help. And I, as your deemed protector, will stay here with this dead body that Kate is not dead.
No, it's where he sits up slowly like the 7-year-old in that video I'll send you.
Oh, it's so scary.
But because she sent the kids, they appropriately run out screaming bloody murder, which is so appropriate.
So appropriate.
And Loomis is like, oh my God, I've been wandering the neighborhood by myself at night, which somebody should have called the police about that, but fine.
Absolutely should.
Then he's like, oh, it must be Michael. Let me just get on up there and I'm going to lay some lead in it.
Yo. But that's what, 6 shots? He got him in the chest 6 times.
Yeah, but he doesn't die.
Do we think he has a bulletproof vest?
I think he never dies.
Wow.
I don't know.
He
He's
just
never
never
dead,
does.
ever. He falls out the window and you're like, wow, he's dead. And then like it cuts away and then Loomis looks back and he's gone and Loomis is like, motherfucker, not another time. But it is, and that's how it ends. And actually, so I didn't remember this about the movie because I feel like that seems like, oh yeah, that's the ending, whatever. But actually how it ends is that happens and then it goes through like every calm shot of all these different scenes.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo,
Terrifying.
he could be there. Like,
Terrifying.
we don't know where he is. And like, nobody has good peripheral vision. And maybe we should all go to the eye doctor. But like,
That was horrifying.
Wow. It was great.
My final quote is, what a movie, terrifying. John Carpenter, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You're good at what you do, because this was horrifying.
Yeah, and this spawned, I honestly don't know how many sequels. They're still making them. There's a new one coming out, like, or maybe it's already out. I don't even know.
I'm never watching
so
anything ever again unless you force me.
Okay,
Terrifying.
well.
I am terrifying talking about this. I actually feel like my chest is tight talking about this.
All right. I'm sorry. Do you have asthma
I'm
like
now
Michael?
going to have breathing problems like Michael Myers.
Great. I'm so sorry. But Bridge, we made it through, and even though it's trauma, what do you think? Would you watch or don't watch?
Absolutely not watching this. Horrifying. But it's an amazing movie if you like horror. Can't watch it or don't watch it.
I would watch it, goddammit. Don't watch it as a half-inch size video on your phone like Bridget did, because I still am trying to conceptualize that. You should watch it at least once, even if you're scared, and like watch with the lights on and like during the daytime, and like just do it to do
Don't
it.
babysit
you know?
anytime soon after that.
Yeah. Or if you do have like a knife ready to go. And like listen to the dog, okay? Because they fucking know what's up.
And Tommy. Don't
And
gaslight Tommy.
Okay? If you're babysitting Tommy, he knows. Jesus. My God. This series also gets so ridiculous. At one point, there's like a cult, and Tommy is played by Paul Rudd, grown up, who's like, I know there's a conspiracy theory, and then he discovers there's a cult of Michael Myers where they create it's so crazy. Like, there's so many crazy things.
Wow.
Oh, it's so funny.
Wow,
Yep.
wow. Well, it's still October.
It is.
And it's still, as you call it, spoopy season.
Spoopy scary.
And it's my turn.
Woo!
And I'm not going to raise my blood level like I did, or blood pressure like I did for this film.
Okay, that's good.
But I
That's
am
fine.
going to keep it within the genre.
Ooh!
This is from 1995, Kate.
Oh my fucking God, we love the 90s. Oh my God, that was Jumanji too.
Wow, Robin.
It's not Jumanji again, is it?
No, it's not. What year is it?
What year is it?
This is an American supernatural comedy drama.
Oh.
It's
American.
based on a cartoon.
Okay.
Character.
Character. Okay. Okay.
We have done movies with some of these people, one of them being Bill Pullman.
Oh!
One of them being Christina Ricci.
Oh. I'm gonna do a drum roll.
One of them being
God.
Devin Sawa.
Oh!
Kate, it's the one. It's the only. It's Casper.
Casper, the friendly ghost. Friendliest ghost is something.
You
Then
know.
we do a rock band because it's weird 90s. Oh my God, Casper! Okay, another video that's been going around on Twitter.
Oh,
I'm
God.
so sorry, it's the last one. Somebody fucking posted where they're like, it's spooky season, which means I'm horny for Casper again.
Oh my
And
God,
it's like
yes.
a grown woman just watching, preteen Devin Sawa being Devin Sawa.
I am so excited. I wanted so bad to be Christina Ricci and have my own ghost boyfriend.
And live in like a cool mansion with like a secret passage thing.
So
happening.
cool. So
Wow.
cool.
My God.
My God is right. Yeah. So here we are.
Woo! Good pick.
Thanks.
Bridge.
Yeah.
If we were babysitting
Oh, yes.
in tandem
Yes.
and someone tried to
Oof.
come in
Oh, Jesus.
and kill us
Oof.
and the children,
Oh, yeah.
I would call our mom and have her jazzercise Zumba us to safety and just watch her like stomp on this person via dance. And I think it might kill him. So that's what I would do because I love you.
Kate,
Bridge.
if Michael Myers, after the multiple gunshots and knife wounds and everything, tries to get up and our mother is still fighting him, I will continue to serve her chicken stir fry and endless water and whatever Weight Watchers approved bullshit she eats to keep feeding her to kill this goddamn monster. And then they will be a series, and finally we will get the money that Dad approves, and we'll come back on to give us quotes.
Wow.
That's what I would do to support us.
Okay. Oh, and listeners, if you also love jazzercise and triumphing over evil and recruiting women to save the day, that's just how you gotta do it. Even though Dr. Loomis, I guess, kind of saved the day, but like,
yeah.
I mean, but Laurie like did most of the work. Like, if we have to like do like a side by side, like she's like got it all.
That's true.
Anyway, if you love all that,
yeah,
you should write us a review. We love reviews. We love written reviews. You can review us on Apple Podcasts along with some other podcasting apps. We also have a website, sisterswhoseenit.com. So if you have a movie request, you can go on our website and do that. We have a form you can fill out to request a movie. It's spoopy season, and so if you got a spoopy spoop do, can't be scary because Bridget has already strained her eyeballs trying to watch this movie. But you can do a scary one, like I'll look at it maybe. Anyway, Bridge, what else can they do on our website?
They can buy us coffee, and right now my nerves are so high shot that I probably will get a decaf cake just to cut down the blood pressure.
That's fair.
And if you know what you're thinking, coffee money, forget these ladies. I want to rep their gear. We got merchandise.
Ooh.
Okay, and I don't know about you who are on our episodes every Wednesday, but I was quick with the merchandise update. And Kate,
oh my.
Have you seen the recent ads?
I saw one. Were there more than one?
Well, that's relevant to our latest episode.
Yes, I saw that one.
Say it out loud, Kate. What is it?
Just ignore him, honey. He's a Libra.
I'm pretty sure I sent it to you.
Wouldn't that be so funny? Can you now also, we're going to get flagged if we do this, but can you have that quote with Michael Myers next to it? I don't know if he's a Libra, but I just want to purport that. So
just have his like face.
Yeah, and it's just pointing at him like he's a Libra. You know.
Oh, I love that. No,
great.
I think he's a Gemini. But here we are.
Yeah. Most of them are killers.
Wow. So check it out. Buy our stuff. Rep our stuff. Enjoy it.
Yes, so check all that out, listeners, and we hope to hear from you. All right, well, we'll see y'all next week for Casper.
Hey, it's me, Casper.
Hi, I'm Casper. He sounds like a 5-year-old, and then he's like, hey, I'm Devasawa. And you're like, oh my God, my hormones are confused.
You're like the hunkity hunk at the end. Oof. I wonder if it still hits the same. Probably shouldn't, because I'm an adult. We'll see you next week for Casper. Love y'all.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Be safe this Halloween. Bye-bye. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswhoseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.